Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you all know, we are starting a new playlist on the YouTube channel which is called Think DAX. So how it is different from other DAX videos on YouTube, right? So what we will be doing, we will be doing two different things in this DAX series. One is we will be solving questions using multiple methods, right? So I will pick a scenario, and just like in SQL, we used to solve a question in multiple methods. Here also we will solve the DAX problem using multiple DAX, right? That is one thing we are going to do. Second thing is we will also write a SQL solution of the problem, right? So whatever scenario we will discuss, we will write a SQL solution, and then we will try to relate as well that how it works in SQL and how similar things can be done using DAX so that you can relate it. Many times in interviews, the interviewer will ask you that, okay, can you solve this in SQL as well as DAX? So that way it will help you, right? And over the period of time with 15-20 videos, you will get that DAX thinking, right? The name is Think DAX. So you should start thinking like DAX, similar to the way you have got that grip of SQL by solving many questions, right? So I hope this video will help you. These videos, please do like the videos, share with your friends, and if you are new to the channel, do subscribe it. After every 1,000 likes, I will release a new DAX video. Okay, so let's start with our first scenario on the DAX. See you. Okay, so let's get started. So I have a simple orders table where we have order ID, order date, product ID, category, sales, and profit. Now this data granularity is order ID and product ID. So basically this is my composite primary key. Because in one order I can have multiple products. So for example, if you look at this order ending with 209, it has two products, right? 1 and 14. So a customer can buy two products in an order and they will have a separate row. Right? So this is my granularity of the data. Now let's move on to the question. So question says find percentage profit share by top 5 products by sales. So what I have to do, I need to find first top 5 products by sale and then see what is the percentage profit by those 5 products. So let me explain it in a simple way. Let me drag product ID and let's just little bit zoom it. And what I will do, I'll just, so I've created two measures, total profit, which is sum of profit, and total sales, sum of sales, right? So we can reuse them. So just taking those, right? Now what I'll do, I'm just sorting it based on total sales. Now once I sort it, I know that these are my top 5 products, right? These were 24, 15, 28, 5, 14, right? So these are my top 5 products by sales because I have sorted in descending order of total sales. And this is the total profit by them. So this value plus this value plus this value plus this value plus this value. So I have to sum this value divided by total profit of all the items, all the orders in this table. That will be my answer, right? So what we will do, we will solve it using a visual filter first, and then we will write 3 4 kind of different DAX expression to solve the same problem. Okay, great. So this is very simple. I need to filter on product ID, right? So I'll go here and I want to filter top n products. How many? Top 5 products. Based on what? Total sales, right? Based on total sales, I want top 5. So I'll just drag total sales here, right? And apply filter. So if you see, I got those top 5, right? So this is perfectly fine. Now what I want to do, I want to find the percentage profit, right? So what I will do, I'll create a new measure and let's call it percent of total, right? And I will just say, I'll say sum of profit or total profit. So we already have total profit divided by, now I want total profit. So this total profit, it will give me at the product ID level, right? The filter context will be product ID here, right? This total profit, this is same we are seeing. But when I want to divide it, I want to divide it by the total profit, right? So there are two filters here. One is top end filter, right, which we have put. Another, we have product ID as filter context. The data, it here it has product ID level. I want to ignore both the filter and I want to just see the overall say profit. So I'll say calculate total profit and I will use all orders, right? So that it will take all the value from orders table, right? It will just override the context and get me the total profit of all the rows from orders table using this all expression, right? So if I just run this and use percent total and let's convert it to percentage. So this says that this product is contributing 41% of overall profit of my orders data set, right? And these top five products are contributing 54.774, right? So these top five products are contributing 54% profit of all the profit we are having, right? If I want to see it on the card visual, we can see there as well. So if I just take card visual and say percent profit, currently it is giving me 100%. Why? Because I have not put that visual filter. So let's put here as well. So I will say I want to filter product ID, right? Top and same thing, right? Top 5 by total sales. Apply, and we got the same result here, 54.74, right? So this is simple visual filter. Now let's move on and solve it using let's delete all other pages. We will solve it using DAX. Okay, so let's remove this. Okay. Now, before we solve it using DAX, I want to solve it in SQL, right? So that same intuition, same logic, we can apply in DAX. That is what the agenda of these DAX tutorials. Okay. So if I want to get top five products, first I need to get the sales at product ID level. Yes or no? Right? So I'll say product ID, comma, sum of sales as total sales, and let's get the total profit as well because that is what I need, right? So sum of profit, I have the same data in SQL server, so nothing changes here. Total profit, okay, order by this, and I will do order by total sales descending, right? So this will give me top 5 products by sale, and I forgot group by product ID. Great. So this will give me the top 5 products now. See, same 24, 15, 28, 5, 14. Right? If I go back here, you see 24, 15, 28, 5, 14. So same thing I'm getting here. Right? So what we did here, we aggregated data at product ID level first, get the sum of sales, sum of profit, right? And did order by. Now if I want top 5, I can just do top 5. Right? So this will give me top 5, right? Now same intuition, and then on top of it, I can do sum of this divide by sum of total. I'll do it later. But the same intuition we want to use it, right? That we want to aggregate data at product ID level. Then I want to sort data by total sales descending and get top 5. Right? Same thing we will do in Power BI now. Exactly the same thing. Okay. So let's start. So we will not use now visual filter at all. Let's remove it. Okay, so let's create a new measure now. Let's call it top 5 V1 because we will create multiple version of this DAX. So let's call it V1, right? Now when I'm saying top 5, I have a function or DAX here as top n, similar to the top 5 we have in the SQL. Here we have to tell how many values I want. So I'm saying 5 value I want, right? Top 5 values. Now on which table? Let's call it for now orders table. Right? This is the only table we have. Order by expression. Order by what? Sales, right? So I will use total sales. Great. That's it. Right? By default it is in descending order, so I'm not giving anything. Now if I just press enter, it says the expression refers to multiple columns. Multiple columns cannot be converted to a scalar value. So when you are writing a DAX here, right, it should return a scalar value. Now this becomes very important in DAX, that which DAX returns a table and which DAX returns a scalar value, right? So this top end returns a table. So what we will do, let's see how this table looks like. Okay, so let's copy this and create a table. Because it returns a table, we can create a table out of it. So let's create a new table, right? Just to understand, we will not use this table at all, right? Let me say top 5 version 1 table equal to this. Okay. So now it is giving me the 5 records from the orders table, but it is not correct, right? It is giving me product ID. Let me just sort it again by in descending order. It is giving me product ID 28, 24, 24, 24. The problem here is we have not aggregated data at product ID level. We have just got top end by doing order by on orders table directly. Let me show you that. So I will say select star from this order by sales, right, in the descending order, right? By default it is descending in Power BI. So if you see, we are getting 28, 24, 24, 24, these 5 from order ID 17 to 09 we are getting. So 17 to 09. So this is wrong, right? This is not what we want. We want to first aggregate data at product ID level, then we can apply this top end, right? So let's do that. So what we will do, instead of this orders, we will not use this orders table directly. We will use a summarized DAX. In summarize, we can do a group by and aggregation, right? Summarize is very similar to the group by clause. So I will say summarize, right? So I remove the orders table. Now I'm saying summarize orders table, right? Group by what? Product ID, right? We want to group on product ID. If I want to product on multiple columns, sorry, I want to group on multiple columns, I can give one more column here, but that is what is not required here. We just want to group on product ID. Next is I want to aggregate value, and that will be total sales. This is the name of my column. So for example, here I'm giving total sales. Here I'm just saying TS because total sales is already there, and that will be based on total sales, right? So I'm saying group data on product ID and give me sum of sales. Total sales is already sum of sales. This is already a DAX, right? And I need total profit as well. So I will say give me TP. I can give multiple aggregation values, right? And this will be based on total profit, right? And just close this bracket. Now what we have done, just in the top end function, instead of giving orders table directly, I am giving this summarized table which has product ID, total sales and profit. That's it, and data will be aggregated at product ID level. Now I will say, I am saying based on total sales, or we can just use here based on TS, as TS is my new column that I've created. Based on that, give me top 5. Now, if you see, we are getting the right result, right? 14, 5, 15, 24, 28. Now, this is the correct one. So, if I just go back here, 25, 15, 28, 5, 14, 6, 1 to 1, 9, right? 6, 1, let me just sort it. 6, 1 to 1, 9, right? So, this is exactly what we want. But still, it is still returning a table only, right? It is not returning a value, right? But that's okay. We can do a workaround with that. What we will do, I'll just copy this. Right, this table is not required, so I will just remove this table. This is just to explain you. So I'll just delete from model so that we don't use it. We just use the formula. So this gives me error, and I will just replace it with the one we created, right? And let's call it top 5. Let's call it top 5 and declare it as a variable. So this is kind of table, right? Top 5, let's say, products. Okay, fine, great. Now what I will do, I will say return, right? Sum x. Okay, what I want some of these values. This contains only the top 5 products, right? Now, if I use sum, what will happen? If I use sum and I want to sum TP, right? And I type TP, you see, it is not giving me anything because sum function expects a physical table. This is kind of a virtual table you have created, right? So sum doesn't work on that. So you have to use sum x because sum x can iterate over the rows of this virtual table. So I'll say use sum x, right? Sum x on this table, top 5 products, right? This is my table, right? Comma, what I want to sum, I just want ts, sorry, TP, total profit, right? So I will do total profit, and that's it, right? Okay, great, works fine. Let's take this in the view. So this is my top 5 version 1, let's change it to card, and this is 33.38, and this is also, if you see, 33.38, exactly same, right? 33.38, right? So you can just, if you want to see the exact value, you can remove this. So go to call out value and remove the units, you say none, and this is your exact value, 33,375, right? So this works absolutely fine. Let's see if it works on the table. So here we are able to see the percentage contribution by each of the product as well. So let's see if this works there. So let me copy this and paste it. Let's move it here a little bit. And I think we have a filter here. Let's remove that filter. We just copy pasted. So remove this filter. Okay. Okay. So we remove the filter because we don't want to use any filter, right? And let's go a bit here, and I will add this new column that we have created, right? If you see, okay, this column is basically a total profit. It is not the percentage, so I can just divide it by, again, same thing, calculate calculate what profit, total profit we need, right? And all order, same thing, nothing changes here. And let's convert it to percentage. So this is absolutely fine, right? So it is giving me the percentage. Now only thing here is, if you see, this is giving me percentage of all the products, not just those products, right? It is giving me the percentage of all the products, 4112. Till here it is fine, but for others also it is giving me, right? So we will see later how we can fix it if we want to see just the top 5 products, right? Using DAX, right? Here we are seeing all the products. We have not filtered top 5 products, right? But we are seeing overall is also fine, 54.75, right? Because it is just doing on those 5 products. So 54.75 is also fine. Okay. This is fine here. So far, so good. Now, what else we can do here? So if you go back to the SQL, in SQL, we use the top 5 function, right? Apart from top 5, we can also do ranking, right? So let's do that. By the way, let's complete this. So what we want, we got top 5 products. So I will say select, if I want to get that percentage, 53 point something that we are getting, 54.74. So I'll say select sum of from this table, right? Let's call it A, and I'll say sum of total profit, total profit from is already there. Okay. So if I just run this is giving me 33375, which is perfect, right? I want to divide it by total profit. So I'll say select sum of profit from order. So this will give me overall profit, right? And if I run this now, I should get that number. Something is wrong. So this is sum of total profit divided by, this is something is not right here, right? It should be 54.75. So what we are missing here is sum of total profit. Did I miss anything? It says 11%, right? Something is not right. So if I just run this is 28,000. Okay, this is not orders table. This is orders PB. My bad, guys. Orders PB. Yeah. Okay. So this is 54.73. If I multiply by 100, it will be 54.73, right? Okay, great. Now let's move on and solve it using third method. In the next method, we will be using rank to get the same output. Now let's use this in the SQL Server first. That how can I use rank to get this profit of the top 10 products? I'll just take this and take it as a our summarized CT kind of thing. So I'll just remove this top 5. We will not use top function now, right? Because we will be using rank. So I'll say CT. This is my kind of summarized table, right? And now I will drive rank, right? So I have to have a new column for rank or row number, whatever window function I want to use. I'll just select from CT, right? Select star, comma, row number or rank, both will work. Order by total sales, right? Total sales in descending order. So this will be my RN, right? So let's quickly run this, right? So I got the rank now, and I can say give me profit of all the products where rank is less than equal to 5. So I can write a subquery or one more CT. I can create anything is fine, right? So this is what we will replicate in Power BI now. Let's move to Power BI. And now what we will do, we are going to copy the summarize column again from here. So this we need, right? We don't need top and top 5. We are not using it, but the summarization we need. So I'll just copy from here, right? This is kind of my CT that I've created, and let's create a new column. Okay, and let's call it top 5 v2 equal to, and this is my summarized table, right? Let's call it product sales, right? So this is my product sales. Now, similar to the SQL, what we did, we added a new column to get the row number, right? Using this window function. Here also, what we will do, we will create a, we will add a column in this product sales table, this virtual table using rank x, right? So what I will do, I will say product sales with rn equal to add columns, right? I will add column which table, product sales table, right? This is my product sales table. Now it is saying name, I mean the name of my column, so it will be rn, right? What is the expression? I will use rank x, right? And the rank x, I need to provide table, so this will be my again product sales table, right? And expression will be based on total sales descending, right? So I will say total sales, and by default it is descending, right? That's it. These are the mandatory parameters. By default it is in descending order, so it is fine. I don't have to do anything else, right? So if I just check this now, this should be fine. I need to put one more comma, right? So let's create a table for it. Again, it will return a table, right? Because product sales is a table. In that table, I'm adding one more column known as RN, right? So let's see in the table view. That's fine. Let's keep it as it is. And let's create one more table, new table. And I will say top 5 V2 table, right? So it should give me product wise sales and profit, as well as I should have a rank column, RN column, right? Okay, so there is, okay, I have not returned anything. So let me say return product sales RN. Okay, great. So if you see, I have those three columns and I have added one more column very similar to this, right? Those three columns added a RN column. And I need to just sort it by total sales descending to see the output is correct or not, right? So if you see 24, 15, 28, 5, 14, those five products getting rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you have to start building that mentality, right? Like the way you solve in SQL, you can solve similar way in the Power BI as well, right? There are many ways to solve these questions, but it is fine. You can start with SQL, and as you learn, you practice more, you will have more efficient way of solving the same DAX issues, right? So let's so this looks fine. I just need to provide a filter that get me the sum of all the product where rank is less than equal to 5. The last step that we have to do, right? So I will just go back here. We don't need this, so let's remove this table. By mistake, we don't want to use it also, so let's remove this. Okay, go here, v2, right? So we have the rank now, and I will say return, and again I will have to use sum x. This is my virtual table, right? Now sum x of which table? Product sales rn. Okay, comma. Now what I need to do, I need to say give me the sales, give me the sum only if Rn is less than equal to 5. So I will say if Rn, right, less than or equal to 5, then, right, then give me what, total sales, right? So TS, and that's it. Let's close it. And this is my top 5 V2. So let's take it here and see if this looks fine. And let's change it to card. Okay, I think we have done a small mistake. We have to use total profit, because we need total profit, not total sales, right? So let's fix this. Okay, great. So you see 33.38, right? Same 33.38. I think I removed it from here, but we have somewhere 33.38, right? So this is the total profit of top 5 products. Now again, let's see, we can see this on the table visual along with the product ID, right? So let's copy this, go here, let's move it a bit, and this is fine. Just make sure we don't have any visual filters. No, nothing is there. And I'll just remove V1. Let's put V2. Okay. So if you see again, my overall calculation is coming fine. This is the top 5 products sale, sorry, profit, right? And I have the individual profit as well. Again, I can calculate the profit percentage. We have to divide by the total profit using calculate function and all DAX, right? But again, here we are seeing all the values because we have not put any filter on the product. We have just calculated the profit percentage, right? So we have not put any filter as such, right? We will see if we can do something about it, but it works fine. The overall calculation works fine for us. Okay, great. So this is my version 2 or method 3, right? Let's move on and see what we can do next. So next what we are going to do is we will little bit see how we can use rank function one more time. Okay. Now what we will do, I'll tell you what is the difference between the rank x we are using here, and again we will use rank x but in a different way. Okay. So what I will do, let's create a new measure again. Okay. And I will call it Rn. So what I will do, I will drive the rank separately now. Okay. So let me take product ID here. Okay. So this is my product ID, and let's take sales profit, not from here, total sales, total profit, right? Sort, and let's, okay, Rn is gone. Let me create it again. So I'll just say rank x. Sorry, I'll just calculate the rank separately, right? So rank x, and then table is orders. Okay, expression is based on total sales, right? Expression is based on total sales, and by default it is descending. Okay, so if I just take this in the view, I'm getting 111, and I'm getting 111 because of this filter context, right? So it will go to each row. For product ID 24, it is saying 1. For 15, it is saying 1. It is not considering all the products. So for that, I can say consider all product IDs. Product ID. And if I just close it, it should be fine. Now we are getting the perfect rank, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So now what I have done, instead of here in the virtual table I was creating, sorry, we can see here itself, in the virtual table I'm creating the rank x. You see, I summarized it. This is kind of my virtual table, and in that I'm creating the rank x function, right, by summarizing the data. But here what I'm doing, based on the filter context here, so I already have product ID in my view. Based on this filter context, I'm now driving the rank using the rank act functions, right? So now what I will do next is I will create one more measure, right? Let's create one more measure now, and here simply I will say, let's call it top 5 version, this is my version number 3. Okay, here I will simply say if, right, if Rn less than or equal to 5, sorry, Rn less than or equal to 5, then give me total profit, right? I want to calculate only profit when Rn is less than or equal to 5, right? Nothing else, right? So let's do that, right? So now what it will do, it will create a new measure where the total profit will be visible only when this Rn is less than or equal to 5, right? So let's take this, sorry, my bad. We'll go here, and this is my version 3, right? So if you see here, the top 5 v3, this is showing me only the values for which the rank is less than equal to 5, right? Now what is the difference? Again, you have to understand here, rank I'm driving or the virtual table, right? For the virtual table only. But here, I'm using the filter context, whatever is there in my view. Based on that, I'm driving rank. And I'm directly saying Rn less than equal to 5 and give me this. Right? So this looks fine. The overall value is not correct. Right? Overall value is not correct because if you see at overall level, so this is at product level. Now I'm making use of the filter context, but at overall level, the rank is 1. So at overall level, it will aggregate all the value and there will be one row which will be 1. Right? So this is not working for overall. We will fix it. But for now, if you see, this looks fine. Right? Let me take it to the card. So I will take this B3 and let's take it to the card. Okay. Now again, if you see, this is not fine, right? Because because overall is not fine here now, because I'm making use of this filter context, and at overall level it is not fine, right? It is just working along with the row number column that we have created, but overall it is not fine, right? So let's see how we can solve this overall thing, right, in the next calculation. Okay, so I will move and create my final fifth solution for this question. Okay, so that we understood here that the problem is filter context. At product ID level, it is fine based on rank, but overall it is not correct. Okay, so let me write a new DAX now. So what I will say, go here, new measure, and I will say top 5 underscore V4. This is my last calculation, V4. And I will put a condition here and I will say if, okay, now I will say is in scope. What does that mean? It means if there is a filter context of product ID, if data is getting filtered for each product ID, right? So I will say if product ID is in scope, right? If product ID is in scope, right? Then, okay, if product ID is in scope, then if, so let me just say again if, so I'll just take it to the next line. If Rn is less than or equal to 5, so there are two things. One is the product ID is in scope and Rn is less than or equal to 5. In that case, take total profit, right? Profit, total profit, right? So this is fine. This is for the individual thing I'm doing. Okay, and just close it. That's it, right? Next is if this is not in scope, right? So this is the outer if, where I'm checking if the product id has a filter context, then do this. Otherwise I will say calculate, right? Calculate, and I'll just tell you what I'm trying to do here. I'll say sum x, right? Sum x, and I will take all the values of product id. I will explain what I'm doing. Just hold on for a second, right? Comma, right? Again, I will say if Rn less than or equal to 5, then take total profit, right? That's it, I think. Let's see if it is fine or okay. This looks fine. Let's see if the value looks fine, and then I will explain you what I'm doing here. Okay, so it looks fine. If you see, this is 33.38k. So overall values are coming fine now, and we can see it on a table as well. But before that, I want to explain what is happening. Okay, so I'm saying if it is in scope, which is okay, let me take the table as well, so it will be much clear, right? So let me just copy this and let's move it here and then paste it. Okay, so instead of v3, let's take v4. Okay, so if you see, the individual values are coming fine and overall values also coming fine, right? Let's go over it again. So I'm saying if product ID is in scope, which means there is a filter context on product ID, then similar to the previous calculation, if Rn is less than equal to 5, which means for this one, for this one, for this one, for this one, right? Just give me the total profit, which is perfectly fine. But for the total, when it comes to the total, this equation will be false. Now product ID is not in scope. We are checking overall profit, all the rows, right? In that case, instead of checking overall rank, I'm iterating through each of the row, right? It is kind of context transition, right? I'm moving from filter context to row context. So what I'm doing basically, I'm saying take all the values of product ID. So values function will give you all individual values of product ID, right? And it will check if Rn is less than equal to 5. So it will go to the first row and check Rn is less than equal to 5. Okay, then take the total profit. Then it will go to the second row and it will check if it is less than equal to 5, yes, and then third and then fourth, right? So it will get the distinct values of product ID, and for each product ID it will check the rank and do a sum x, right? It is not doing overall sum, just the sum x, so that individual row number we can check and add the value. When it comes to 6, right, this will not be true, right? So now it will be fine. Now overall, this it will add this plus this plus this plus this plus this. It will not check at overall level what is the rank, right? It is checking for each individual product ID what is the rank, right? So this is how it works, right? I hope this makes sense. You can just try it out yourself once, so you can take the data from the description box. But basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make sense of all the decks, right? Otherwise, it is very frustrating sometimes in DAX. Sometimes it works, not works, because you are not very sure how to make sense of all the DAX functions. I hope this is useful. Let me know in comment section what is your view of this approach. If you want me to do something else as well, I am able to do for the next videos. Okay, do like the video. Thank you. Have a good day.